If you stumbled on this video, it's because you're wondering about the Sony ZV-1M2 camera. I recently bought this camera, and I was actually looking at an earlier model of this because my fiance was looking into it for doing video auditions, and I honestly have been wanting a smaller camera because I kind of have social anxiety. So if I want to film something, either I'm doing it on my phone, and the quality just isn't very good when you film on your phone, even the high settings. Especially audio isn't very good if you film on a phone. And if I'm not filming on my phone, then I have to lug around my DSLR camera. And there's just something about using a huge DSLR camera with a bulky microphone attached to it that just makes me jittery when I'm in public. And I just really don't want to invite the attention to myself when I'm trying to make a creative, fun little video. Video is a really fun hobby of mine. And for those kind of videos that I want to make where I'm out and about, I've been looking for a portable, lightweight, discreet camera solution. And hopefully I found it in this. Out of the box, I'm loving the size. For comparison, this is the camera. This is the Pixel 4. That the camera is smaller than my cell phone really excites me. Also, it came with the little microphone bit out of the box. I didn't have to purchase it additionally. So far I've only unpacked this. I charged the battery and I put the microphone attachment on. And the only weird thing that I noticed in all of that was when I went to charge the battery, I went to find the thing to charge the battery with because that's what I'm used to. Even my DSLR comes with the battery charger and there wasn't one. So I was a little confused, but I read that you put the battery in the battery thing and then you open the USB-C port and you use any standard household USB-C charging cable and you put it in and a light will light up in here when it's charging and then go out when it's not. And sure enough, that's what it did. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you don't have a USB-C cable, you're gonna have to get one. In addition to the size of this, the other big selling factor for me was the flip out display and that it swivels. So that way I can record myself talking, I can see myself, I can position the camera how I want to. That's why this was probably the best invention for cameras, honestly. Another selling factor of this for me was that it was designed for vlogging, so it's designed in a way to make those kind of run and gun videos easier to film. That also helps with discreetness because you're not just holding your arm out all the way in public. And then all the technical specs within this camera I liked. Especially I can shoot in 4K with this. That was really cool, especially for the little size that it is. I love cameras and tech, so I'm gonna give this a run and see how it holds up. I'm gonna put it through an average hobbyist use because that's what I feel like most people are gonna buy this for. This is pretty cool. I can hold it pretty close and talk to it. And I like the quality that it's doing with my face. I'll compare it side by side with what I'm getting on my DSLR. And I don't have to be as far away from my camera. Testing to see how this looks under low light. I have light color eyes, so I'm basically a vampire and I like darkness. And what I can see in the viewfinder over here, it looks pretty good under low light. It's at ISO 6400, which is a little ridiculous. About if I turn the light off? If I turn the light off, it's just night. What if I step outside for a moment? Yeah, so it's night. I'm outside. Not that bad. Alright, I'm back inside. That was freaky. I started talking on the side of my house and one of my neighbors was there, and I don't like that situation. I'm antisocial. bathroom test. Pretty good. I think I kind of look yellow. I really like that when you're recording, this is all red to make it very obvious that you're recording. That's a really good feature. Yeah, bathroom test is pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to review this footage in my computer and see how it looks. Hi, I'm editing right now and it's pretty okay, so I'd say it passed the test. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this to my fiance the next time he goes into Central Park to shoot some footage out there and see how this microphone holds up.
Yes, hello, I'm here testing this camera. I don't know how good the audio is, especially in the city. Here's proof. That's the Empire State Building, so I'm here. Let's go along. Oh yeah, that's something to test too. This is how it sounds from the back. If you're talking while you're, filming forward. So if it's a shotgun mic, this wouldn't work very well. Off the train. Boba tea place is open. If we had more money, maybe we could do that. Let's see. What's worth talking about? Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna keep talking and then I'll move the microphone and then you can tell how worse it is. So I'm talking, I'm walking home from the train. Just spent all day in New York. I'm at a 90-degree angle now from it, directly to the left. And now I'm coming back, talking, and now I'm at the front. That's how bad that is. Let's see how bad it is from the reverse in a place that is quieter than New York City. So this is me talking. I'm just walking home and I'm about a foot away from the microphone, behind the microphone, but talking at sort of a normal volume that I would speak at if someone was standing right in front of me, or if I was on the phone or something with my headphones in. So let's bring it back. This is me about the same distance away but from the front. This is me about as far away as I would be if I was vlogging. This is probably pretty close to what I would want it to be at. Maybe further back if you have like a, what do they call those, a gorilla pod or something. So something I have noticed with this camera, things that are very far away seem a little bit closer. Things that are very, very close or kind of close seem very far away. So like there's a shot that I took when I was in Penn Station of, I think it said New York Penn Station, when I was going through the platform towards the train. And I'm about 6 inches away from the sign. And it's a big sign. It's like probably 2 feet tall, 3 or 4 feet long. And you can see basically the whole thing. So, you can't really get too close with it. This is my hand is like 2 inches in front of the lens. So just keep that in mind as well. There were a couple times I was trying to shoot a shot. I was trying to get a shot of one of the like boards that says when the trains are coming and what track they're on in Penn Station. But it was only 20 feet away from me. But in the video, it looks super far away and it's hard to read. So that's something to keep in mind for this camera as well. All right, I'm home now. Love you all. Bye.
Hi. I'm going through all the footage that my fiance was very nice to get today. And he also took some pictures. And it was really windy and like kind of gurgly and gross. And you couldn't really hear him, which was weird. Because there's a dead cat on the mic that came with the camera. And I thought it would be better. Like in all of the reviews that I watched of this camera, their audio came out better. And I was putzing around in the settings and found that wind reduction was turned off by default. So I'm going to give him this camera back tomorrow for when he goes in the office again and see how the sound quality sounds with the wind reduction turned on. I found a lot of like really strange settings as I started to go through that were turned off or turned on by default. So I just feel like it's something like when you first take the camera out of the box, you should take some time and play in the settings and customize to what is going to work best for you. Like first time trying this, like it was beautiful, the images that I was looking at, and the footage was pretty good. I don't really like the zooming. He was zooming in and out a lot in the shots, and I don't know, like he really likes zooming in and out when he films. I can't stand when people use the zoom in and out on the camera. Just like how I can't stand when people use the flash that's built into cameras. So that might just be like a style choice, but that's just like my feelings. But like he showed, it zooms very slow. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to like zoom, it might be better to just film in 4K and then do the zooming in your editor. I found file transfer to be very weird with this camera. I'm very used to that I can just pop a cable into a camera and then just like download a client and just do my transfer that way. But it seems like they really want to push their Sony app and make you like transfer using Bluetooth with your Sony app, which is fine, I guess, but it's just weird. You can do like a tethered cable transfer, and it's just a little bit more complicated. You have to go in the camera and turn off USB charging, and then you can do it with your computer's like built-in photo transfer. But I was having trouble having it point to a directory, and it doesn't seem like it will auto make a folder for you. You have to like do it yourself, which is a little bit more manual, but I don't really mind it. I mean, this isn't a big professional camera, you know, it's basically a point and shoot that's just kind of decked out. I noticed like some other features when I had plugged a cable in the first time, like you can stream and you can do tethered photography with it. So that was really cool. I'm actually kind of interested in like using it for streaming because I haven't seen that with any of my other cameras. So I'm kind of really interested in how that would work. But yeah, it's just getting used to the settings and seeing what the camera can actually do. But all in all, I would say like we both seem to have had a good first run with this camera, and I'll be very interested to see again what it sounds like with wind reduction turned on.
All right, we're back. It's another extremely hot day in New York City, so I am very sweaty. But I am testing the microphone now with the wind thing on. The setting that is for wind. Hopefully this is better. This is it from the front, obviously. We're looking at that excavator. Oh, 2 excavators, wow. I am talking at like the volume that I would talk at if there was someone right in front of me. And so this is how much I would be talking if I was planning on filming something. And this too, this is the volume, you're taxiing. This is the volume I would be talking at, someone getting out of a taxi, if I was vlogging. And air.
I'm glad my fiance took this camera back to New York and tested with the wind reduction setting on for the microphone, because it gives me a little better idea of how that setting affects the footage. And what I reviewed just on my computer, no effects, it was pretty good for being outside. When he was talking, I noticed that it was like isolating his voice from traffic. He wasn't sounding tinny or anything like that. I think that that setting works pretty good for an outside setting where it's meant to be used, but inside, obviously, it's not going to be good. I'm not very good at audio editing, so I feel like it's a setting that I would use, and anyone who isn't very good at audio editing might consider using. So we put this camera through about a week of test at this point in different situations. I've been reviewing the footage and the photos that we've both been getting with this camera, testing it through the week. And all in all, it held up pretty good. It's definitely has its situations that it's going to be meant for and situations it's not going to be meant for. But for a vlog camera, I feel like this is a pretty good option, especially the price. While it is pretty expensive if you one-shot pay for it, they do have a payment plan on the Sony website through a firm. So I feel like if you qualify, this could be an affordable camera with, obviously you're going to be doing payments over time. I think it's a good option for someone who wants to start off doing videos and has a budget, especially because if you go the route of a DSLR, the camera body, and then as you start adding lenses and filters and microphones, it can go way above the price tag of this little camera that has a pretty decent wide angle lens on it, and it has a pretty decent microphone for what it is. The photos are fine on it. They weren't that bad. I see it does do RAW, but honestly, I feel like if I'm going to do photography, I'm just going to bring my DSLR camera because I will be planning to do photography. I think this will be like a good option for like if I'm on vacation and I want to bring a camera and get some pretty decent pictures, but I don't really care if they're in RAW or not. The colors are pretty good in the footage that we've been getting. I haven't applied any color corrections, and I'd say they are pretty decent. If you're someone that doesn't really understand color correcting in a video editor, I think you can get some pretty good footage just out of camera and only do cuts and alignments and still have something that looks really pretty. The audio also coming out of the camera, from what I've noticed, is pretty good. I'm not really good at audio editing, so having something that the audio is pretty decent out of the camera is also something good for people who are starting to try to get into video. There's a lot of features in this camera too. I'm not going to go into them, but I'll totally put in the description the link to where I bought the camera. But yeah, this is a cute little camera and I'm glad I got it, and I can't wait to see what I make with it. And I hope this video helps someone who's looking into getting this camera, especially the various examples of audio and footage that I sprinkled throughout it. And if you decide to get this camera, I hope that you enjoy it as much as I've been enjoying it. If this video helps you, if you're trying to decide to buy this camera, please give it a thumbs up. That would be really cool. If you like videos about designers, please consider subscribing. That'd be really cool. And I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that your camera purchasing journey goes smooth.